Ones, empaths, I know exactly how you feel. You know, there's been some trouble in the relationship. The discards come, or it's very rocky. It's coming to the end of the thing. You don't realize it's coming to the end of the relationship, or maybe you do, but they've blocked you, right? They've blocked you, and you feel like, oh my God, all you want to do is speak to them. All you want to do is speak to them. All you want to do is try and communicate with them, right? And you're feeling like this person don't want you around. They're serious. You're feeling like, oh my God, they're serious. They don't want me around. This is what you think, right? You think, oh my God, they really don't want me around. They don't want me in their lives. You know, you start to panic. But let me tell you, right? You've won. When someone blocks you, you've won. Okay? And the blocking, you got to hear me out on this, because you got to hear me out. You've actually won. When someone blocks you, you've actually won the game. As painful as it is, you've actually won the game. Yeah? And they're doing this blocking as a punishment for you. It's a punishment. It's a punishment for your supply being withered. Naturally, we got drained through the course of the relationship. Naturally, we did, you know. We started to mirror back to them exactly what they are, because we're empaths. We mirror back to them. Yeah, we was firing stuff back to them, right? And this blocking is a punishment, okay? It's a punishment to put you in your place, right? The immediate thing we do is we try and reach out to them. But what you've got to notice is when they block, yeah, they'll block you on so many platforms, but they'll leave an entrance in for something. And they want to lead you down that path where you reach out to them through some way you manage to get in contact. They're trying to lead you down that path, yeah? So you start pouring your heart out and everything like that. But it will fall on deaf ears. It's going to fall on deaf ears, right? Because you've got to understand, for them to block you in the first place, they actually feel like you won. They feel like they've been beaten. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help me, brother. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. You've got to understand where I'm coming from here, right? They wanted to try now. This is their attempt to transform you into something again, right? These people have already been intimate with you. These people have already, in their own minds, they've given you themselves. That's what they think. They've given themselves to you, you see? So they want to knock it back to the beginning. They want to knock it back to when they're not talking to you. Like the beginning, before you lot met. They want to make it like that again. Okay, that's what their attempt is to try and do. So they'll block you, and so then now they can reject you. That's what they're trying to do. So now they can reject you, and they want to punish you and make you suffer and sweat, or you can't sleep at night, or you can't eat, and they want to put you through all this misery. That's basically what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to make you miserable. They're trying to destroy your spirit. They're trying to treat you as badly as they can, right? And push all of your boundaries, you know? So therefore, then when they see you come to them and start asking them, why you blocked me? Naturally, we do it, yeah? We find a means to contact them somehow, and we start asking, why have you blocked me? Or things like this, you know? Maybe the discard wasn't proper clear. Maybe we didn't get closure. Maybe we still wanted to speak. You know, we wanted to communicate. They want to leave you with no closure. They don't want to give you the closure. They don't want to give you the answers. You see what I mean? But they fall on this silent treatment and this blocking and stuff as a very childish game. It's a very childish game that they do, okay? But they'll secretly be, if they've blocked you on the phone, they'll secretly be reading their spam messages. You see what I mean? If they put you on spam or something on their phones, they'll be looking in their inbox, reading their spam. They'll be reading everything you sent. But they want to put a message out loud and clear. This is kind of like a smear campaign. They want to put it out loud and clear. I'm not interested in this person anymore. This person's trash. This person's nothing. And this is what they want to present to the world, right? But the reason that they've done this in the first place, you've got to look back now at the relationship, right? There was things that you've done in the relationship that caused these injuries to them along the way. I don't know what it is in your case, yeah? But I know there was some. You caused these injuries over a period of time, okay? And they got this idea in their heads one day that they're going to disconnect their phone, change their number, run out on you, block you. They're going to do some kind of silent treatment. They're going to enforce this kind of thing to make you panic. They knew what they were doing, yeah? They knew what you were doing. So if you're in this situation now where you're blocked on these devices, or it's just happened, if it's just happened and you're hearing this message, count yourself lucky, yeah? But don't pursue them at all, yeah? Don't pursue them at all. Leave them to their own devices, yeah? Because even if they have blocked you, right? I'm telling you, there's going to come a time when they unblock it. And they're going to wait for that time that you noticed you're unblocked. That's how weird they are. They'll appear again unblocked. You will get unblocked again. Okay? You will get unblocked. And they're going to check at that time if you try and reach out to them again. So I don't really know about the social medias and all of that stuff, yeah? But like, I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, all of these things, I don't really know about them a lot. But what I'm saying is, they'll want to make sure at first you can't find their profiles, you can't locate them, right? But eventually they'll pop back up where you can, and they know you're looking. They know they've inflicted such a blow on you that you will be looking. You will be looking for them, or you'll be checking on a new account. You open up a new account so you can check their social media, so you can check their stuff. And this is where they'll start projecting with the new supplies, you know, that they've moved on, that they're happy. Or maybe they haven't done that yet. Yeah, their social media is just dead. Some of them will do that. They'll just keep their social media quiet because they're lining up new sources of supply, or they're embarrassed of the new supply or whatnot, yeah? But I'm saying to you, yeah, the reason why they block you, yeah, is because you won. They weren't able to fully, you've got to understand, yeah, they wanted to exploit you to your fullest potential. But it didn't work. God protected you. The universe protected you. These people were trying to, listen, if we were able to be exploited to the maximum, yeah, they would have stayed around us. The point is God and the universe made us start to mirror back to them what they are. We mirrored back to them. When they saw us, they saw themselves. That's what started to happen towards the end of the relationship. You know, we started to mirror back to them what they are. They started to see themselves within us. They started to hate us because they're seeing a reflection of themselves, right? And this is where we won, yeah? This is where we finally got our strength, you know? This was our strength. This was our superpower. We forced the narcissist to actually resort to blocking us, to ghosting us, to disappearing on us, because they couldn't handle and contain being around our presence anymore. And I know that's sad, and this video might not resonate with you right now, but you've got to understand where I'm coming from, yeah? It's painful. You think, oh, but I love this person, you know, or this person was my husband, or this person was my wife, or this person was my girlfriend, this person was my boyfriend, this person, we've been together for years. You think all of this stuff, yeah? No, this person tried to push you so far to the point when we're drained of everything. Yeah, we're drained of everything. Okay? And this was our protection. And this is where we won. because they weren't able to exploit us to the maximum, right? When our supply got withered and we stopped feeding into their supply, we stopped feeding them supply as much, we stopped doing these things, we stopped doing that. That's our own protections stopping us, right? We started to mirror back to them what they are. We might have got a bit short with them at times, you know what I mean? We might have got a bit short with them. We might have got a bit, you know what I mean? And this was our protection. This was our standing up. This was us standing up for ourselves. This was our backbone. This is our strength. You know what I mean? We didn't take no bullshit. We stopped taking their bullshit. And this is why they disappear. They disappear because they want someone with endless amounts of supply. You've got to understand that nothing can satisfy a narcissist. First and foremost, you've got to understand that, like, nothing can ultimately satisfy a narcissist, right? They're unsatisfiable, yeah? So, once they feel like we're showing them less interest, we're not as interested in them, we're not coming with that supply as much, this is us winning. When they had to disappear on our lives as their little game plan to try and lock us down so we never forget them and try and make us infatuated with them, make us obsess over them, make us wish for them back, only want them back in our lives. You see what I mean? That's what they're trying to create. That's what they're trying to create. They're trying to create this impression around your mind. Sorry. They're trying to create this impression around your mind. They're trying to make you, they're trying to control your ways of thinking. Okay? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you be conditioned to this person who's infatuated by them and only can see them. They can't see nothing else. And that's what they do. And that's the reason that they do this blocking, this ghosting, this silent treatment, and all of that. It's a number of reason why they do all of that. Because naturally, it's a natural occurrence. You put a restraint, you put a block, you put some form of force where you're denying access. The natural inclination that we're gonna do is run towards them. And this is why they do it. They do this because we're gonna run towards them. We're gonna bring them flowers. We're gonna, I don't know, buy them some gifts. We're gonna start trying to get all romantic. We're gonna start thinking of all of these crazy romantic ideas that we try and do to get this person back in our life. Yeah? We're gonna start trying to draw for anything, right? And this is what they want. This is the reason why they do it. Because as I said earlier on, our supply was running dry. They're narcissists. Our supply was running dry. It was withering away. We was mirroring back to them what they are. We were showing them when they look at us what they are. That's what they were seeing themselves, because we take on narcissistic traits of the narcissist when we're around them for extended periods of time through the mirroring. We're not actually narcissists, but we display the narcissistic traits back at them. So it's very hard for them. Two narcissists can't be around each other. Neither can, like a super empath, someone who's mirroring it back to them, an empath mirroring it back to them what they are, right? Do you see what I mean? But they done this to get this supply from you. They done this to get the supply from you. That's why they put the block on, to get you to go to full lengths. And once we start doing that stuff, if we start, writing long messages, saying all this stuff to them, they'll start to look at us with pity even more. The more that we try to pursue them in that moment of time when they first put the block, the more that we try and pursue them, the further they run away. Okay? The further they run away. But why I'll break down to you why I don't want you to regret what you done if you did do that is because it's a natural occurrence that took place. This was someone you loved. This was someone very close to you. This was your soulmate. This was your companion. This was someone who you thought you're going to spend and grow old with. So obviously, when they're blocking, ghosting you, doing these things, the natural inclination is going to be that we run towards them with full might, okay? But this is where the reality of it, why we win, yeah? Because this is where God presented them with one final opportunity to enter back into our lives, okay? Or the universe. One final opportunity. We laid the cards on the table. We said, look, when we finally managed the way to speak to them through an email or through some other means, because as I said, they don't always block on every device. They'll leave one little portal open for you so they can get some supply through and see what your mindset's at. They always do, okay? Or they've took the block off, which they will do. They've took the block off and then they're seeing where you're at. We've laid the cards on the table. We've told them everything that we want to do, how to correct the situation. We've told them everything, right? We've given them the dream. We've offered them the dream life, yeah? Because we're feeling guilty about things we've done. We're thinking, oh, it's our fault. We're blaming ourselves, and we try our hardest to rekindle and reconcile with them. But they'll push us further and further away the more we do that. But that's where you need to hit a point when that stops. When you stop trying to pursue the relationship. Everything changes. There's a whole dimension, the whole dynamics, shift. Once you stop pursuing, once you block them as well, once you ghost them as well, you just stop. Imagine, just let's empathize now. We're empaths, right? There's a person that is really interested in us now. Just empathize. We've blocked them, right? Because they've changed. Yeah, remember I said that our supplies withered away and we're mirroring back to them, the narcissist. So let's go in the narcissist's shoes now and think like a narcissist. Okay, we got a person who we've blocked. We've blocked them. The person is managed to find a way to reach out to us, and they're sending us all this romantic stuff. They're doing all this A, B, C, D. They're doing all this stuff, right? We start to look down at them because we don't want them around, right? But we're still reading what they say when it comes through spam on the phone, or we're still, or however they manage to reach out to us, right? We still look at what they're saying, okay? We're still reading it. Imagine it stops. Imagine it just stops dead. Imagine the communication dies. There's no more. It just stops. At one moment, they're bombarding us. We're the narcissist, yeah? This person's bombarding us now, trying to be back in our lives. And we're saying, no, we're rejecting them. Naturally, when it stops, let's just think, right? We're going to be like, hold on, why aren't they messaging me no more? They're going to naturally think that. Don't tell me that's a natural occurrence. This natural occurrence things I'm talking about, yeah? It's a natural occurrence, natural inclination that they're going to think, why has this person stopped reaching out to me now? Have they found someone else? Have they gone and moved on somewhere else? This is when the narcissist will get inquisitive. Do you see my point? I just put you in their shoes there, yeah? You're gonna get being more inquisitive. Yeah, less is more. Less is more. So once you finally say no more, you stop chasing after them, you stop hunting down their phones, you stop hounding their phones, you stop texting them, and you stop doing it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you've done it already. Okay, if you're just hearing this information now and you haven't sent a message for the first time, then listen to this video. But if you have sent a message to them, you've made the mistakes and you've tried to reach out to them and you've tried to reconcile and you've tried to sort out a situation, you've done a good deed. At that time, when you done that, you didn't know there was a narcissist. Not to the degree you know now anyway. You didn't know where they were at. So once you change your ways now, where you know they're a narcissist, you no longer want to pursue them, you no longer want to chase them down, you no longer want them back in your life. If you can get to this way of thinking, this is when the narcissist will get jealous. You know? When the narcissist sees you moving on with your life, and I'm not even just talking about in another relationship. When the narcissist just sees you getting on with your life, however they do, if they're stalking your social media and stuff like that, because they do, they'll block you, but they'll still be spying on you. They'll be still keeping tabs on what you're doing. They'll still be finding out from flying monkeys what you're doing, or friends or whatever. They'll be finding out what you're doing, even though you're blocked. This is what they do, or their close-knit circle, people they can rely on and trust. They'll try and find some information out so it doesn't get to the outside world, because they've betrayed to everyone they're not interested in you. You see what I mean? So the moment that you realize you no longer need to pursue, you've done everything. Okay? You've done everything. You laid your cards on the table. They didn't accept it. Too late. That's what you say now. It's too late. You had your opportunity. It's done. I offered you that then. It's done now. Because you've got to understand that I said that the reason the narcissist done this block in the first place is because... sorry. Is because your supply was running dry. So they tried to invoke emotions out of you and tried to squeeze you and block you and inflict some harsh damage on you to squeeze that thing dry, like wring that towel, that wet towel dry. You know what I mean? Just wring it out. Try to get any last droplets out of it. That's what they were trying to do in that situation. They're wringing you out to get any supply out of you. You know what I mean? Any supply. And they get an overload of supply at that time, because we're faced with the block, we're faced with that stuff, we're faced with, oh no, we're not going to be in, they're not going to be in our lives anymore, we're not going to grow old with them, we're not going to, you know, we panic, yeah? But they're wringing out that towel, and then they're looking at us with pity, and they're thinking, this is going to keep coming, I'm going to keep getting some supply out of this thing, I'll keep getting it, yeah, I like this supply now, I like this negative supply I'm getting out of them now, yeah? I like this chasing they're doing, I like this, them chasing me down, I like them being infatuated with me and obsessed over me. I love it. Yeah, they love it. They enjoy it. Yeah, and they sit there and they soak it all up. But eventually, if you can turn that tap off and stop feeding them supply, you can stop it. If you can get the power to stop feeding the supply, stop sending them messages, stop telling them your thoughts, stop telling them what you're thinking, stop telling them that they don't deserve it. When you stop telling them these things and you enforce the no contact, you enforce this no contact, this is the power, you know? Or if you have children, enforce the grey rock method. You might not be thinking it's working. You might be thinking, it's not really working, the grey rock method. It's not really working. Yes, it is. Because if you're just keeping it about your children, you've cut that supply between you and them. You've cut that off. You've ended it. You see what I mean? You've ended it. The whole relationship functioned off what you supplied anyway. Yeah? You hear me out, yeah? The narcissist doesn't create supply. They take supply. And the whole relationship was based off your supply. So the moment you stop giving your supply is the moment the relationship ends. Not when the narcissist discarded you. Not when the narcissist blocked you. Not when the narcissist said, I don't want to be with you. Not when the narcissist said, I don't love you anymore. Not when the narcissist said, oh, I'm not attracted to you anymore. Not when none of that. None of that. The time when the relationship ends is when you stop giving them supply, because that's all the relationship has been from the beginning, is your supply, your supply, your supply, your supply. I hope you're with me now. I hope you're with me, because this is when the real relationship ends. None of it's serious. The time when they said they're not attracted to you, it's just devaluation. It's just something that they do to inflate themselves. Because what did I say? They haven't got supply. They have to take supply from others. They haven't got energy about themselves. They have to take others. So if making you feel bad about yourself, saying they're not attracted to you, means them gaining some supply from that scenario, then that's all it was about. They're just takers. They're just takers. So the moment that you can really enforce, and I'm not telling you that this is going to happen overnight. It's not even going to happen straight after you watch this video. I always say things that's going to just planting like a seed in the mind that's going to grow into a tree, that's going to grow and bear fruit. It's going to grow into something full of nutrients that's going to enrich your soul. Yeah. Later down, you got to let that, what I'm planting in you, grow. Yeah. No, I'm not planting. It's in you already. I'm unearthing it within you for it to grow. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm kindling a fire. I'm doing, it's in you anyway. All the answers are in you, but I can just help you locate it a bit, if you know what I mean. Just know that the moment that you stop giving them any form of supply, they're not serious. When they block you, they're not serious. It's not over with a narcissist. It's never over with a narcissist. It's never over. You know? That's why they often have children with you. They want to have children with you so they can keep hold of you. You know? They want you around. You know? Just before my discard, the narcissist was trying to say, let's have children. She wanted to have children. And I said, no, I'm not ready yet and stuff. And plus, like, basically what my point is she was planning that. She would have brought a child into the world, because she would have brought a child, made us bring a child into the world, and still pursued the discard, still pursued all of that stuff. But just to have a hold over me, just to mentally scar me, and then probably disappear, and then probably make out. So therefore I've got a child in the earth where I don't know where the child is because she's disappeared or she's done something like that. You see what I mean? She's ghosted me or done something. That's what the type of individual she is, right? So I'm just saying that you've got to understand that all the power is in your hands as an empath. All the power is in your hands. You made the relationship work. You supplied for them. You bent over backwards. You gave them supply. Yeah? So much so that you ran dry and they tried to invoke through a brutal discard, silent treatment, blocking, all of these toxic childish traits to try and invoke and reinvent you to give them more supply. That's all it is. You can't take nothing they're saying serious. You've got to desensitize. You know what I mean? Someone says, I want to break up with you. You say, okay. You want to break up? Hurry up about it then. Hurry up and get my stuff out of the house then. Hurry up, man. You just treat them like trash now. They're saying they don't want to be with you. Okay, you don't want to be with me. You're treating me, you're devaluing me. I'm going to devalue you. I'm going to show you about it. Get me my stuff. Break and desensitize. You know? Hurry up. They'll start hanging on to your belongings. Once you start saying, yeah, okay, let's over it then. Call their bluff, because they're bluffing. The reason why it turns into a full-on breakup, a full-on discard, a full-on blocking, is because we start playing into their game. That's all they are, is a big game. And they hurt feelings through these games. You know, if you're in a situation now and someone has said to you, oh, I'm not attracted to you. I don't want to be with you anymore. Yeah. Say, okay. Great. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to do it because you love this person. But if you know they're a narcissist now and you're still with them, or they're involved in your life, or they've cut you out to a bit and they're breadcrumbing you and they're giving you little glimmers of hope and all of that stuff, finish it with them. You know what I mean? Stand your ground. Tell them no. You know? Do you know how satisfying it was for me to get a Hoover and then me just respond like, you're old and dusty now, and just take the piss out of them when they tried to hoover me? Just take the mick out of them. You know? They created a whole fake profile to reach out and speak to me. I knew it was them. We're not meant to talk. And I shut them down. That's because I did do the mistakes that I'm saying I'm telling you not to do now. I did make those mistakes as well. I did reach out to them when they was the relationship was getting to an end, or they blocked me, or they done these things. I did chase after them, and I made the mistake, and I lived that mistake. And hopefully by me living that mistake, it can help someone else out there to not live that same mistake. But even if you've made that mistake, just like I did, then eventually we need to draw a line in the sand and we need to say no more. We have to say no more. I'm not going to give them no more supply. And you will see how it affects them. You know? You'll see how it affects them. Trust me. If you are in a relationship with children and stuff, they're going to try their utmost to keep this connection and tab on you. If there's any way, I'm not an expert on the technicalities and stuff to do with after separation when raising children and stuff. I'm not an expert, but I'm trying to say you need to implicate some kind of boundaries which keeps their influence in your life to a bare minimum. So any influence, any encounters you have with them, grey rock them, but don't make the grey rock look like you're sour about what's happened between you two. I hope you're with me. Don't make the grey rock like that you're bitter about the breakup, or you're bitter about what's happened. Don't make it like you're bitter. Make it like they're boring. Make it like, even if you don't feel it, you know, we gotta play their game sometimes. Make it like they're boring. Make it like their company is miserable. Make it like you're very not interested in what they say. You're really not interested in what they talk about. You know, like, make it so uncomfortable for them anytime they try to talk about anything. Yeah, make it uncomfortable for them. Yeah. Even to some degree, even when they're talking about the children. Because you can store the mental notes. If they say A, B, C, D, E, F, G about the child, if it was something to do with, oh, the child done this at school today, then you can turn to your child and say, well done, son, daughter. Well done, I'm so proud of you for doing that. And you can give their supply and the energy to your child. But you don't even reciprocate what they say. You don't even let them know, like, you don't give them no conversation back. Like, oh, that's great to hear, and then turn to your child. No, you turn to your child first, you speak to your child. I'm not telling you how to rate to I'm not telling you, just take what I say with a pinch of salt. You know what I mean? Like, you lot, you know, all wise. You know what's... If you're watching these videos, you're learning about narcissism, you've gained knowledge, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to give you some indications of how to operate. Because you've got to mentally mess with their heads now. You know? And that's why I say, if you cut the supply from them to the best possibility you can, and if you've got children with them, cut the supply to them as best possibly as you can. You know? Just don't fight fire with fire. If you see them moving on, don't feel like you need to move on and go and show them on your social media. Stuff like that. Don't do that. There's no point. There's no point at all. Because you just, I know like, you will see it. You'll gain some satisfaction when you see them and their new supplier. Like, you'll gain some satisfaction by knowing that they're trash. Like, you'll gain some satisfaction knowing that it's they're both as dead as each other. You will see it. If you look behind the veil, you'll see. And it will stop hurting you. It will stop hurting you. You'll be desensitized to it. You know? You need to get to that point which eventually you will, where you're so desensitized to them that they can do whatever they want and it can't invoke this emotion out of you. Because that's all they did, is invoke emotion out of us to get us in a situation. We chased after them when they first wanted a breakup. When they first discarded, we chased after them. We made the golden mistake. Yeah, we made that mistake. But look, each of you who are listening to this video, you can all help someone else with that information. And you can pass on the knowledge and help someone else to not make that same mistake, to not chase after them, you know. But this is the thing. Sometimes we have to live through the experience to truly understand it. Because maybe, even if you did know this information from before you encountered it, the natural inclination is to run towards when someone's pushing you away. It's just the law. It's just the way things are. It's what we did. But you done something good there. You put your cards on the table. You expressed your heart. You done everything right. They didn't do that. They're not expressing their hearts still to this day. They're not expressing what's in their hearts. You know, they're not expressing still to this day what is in their hearts. And if they truly express to you what's in their hearts, then I know what they'll say. They'll blame you for why the relationship ended. They'll say, oh, you wasn't the same anymore. Oh, this and that, this and that, this and that. They'll blame you for their relationship ending. And it's true. What they're saying is true. The relationship did end because of us. And the relationship ended because of us is because we're the only source of supply. We're the ones that make the relationship function. We're the one that makes it go round. We're the one that facilitates to their needs. We're the one that done that. So naturally we got drained, because in a relationship you need a two-way street. It's meant to be your companion. You're meant to do things together. You're meant to be doing this stuff together. Yeah, in unison, you know. So therefore, if we've only got one side of the wheel turning, and the other wheel's just staying still, it's not gonna work. And that's why we ran dry. But don't blame yourself thinking that you have this endless supply that you can provide to someone else just because they're fucking, I swore, just because they're so low. Just because they're so low. Yeah. You know? Just because they're so low and so empty and so devoid of empathy that they can't do anything for themselves. That's it, you know? You can't feel guilty about that. You know? Everyone's got their breaking point, and our supply ran dry. It did run dry. And that is why they tried to invoke these emotions. This is why they done a discard, as I will repeat again. This is why they blocked you, to invoke emotions and a reaction from you. An emotional reaction. They wanted an outburst. They want that supply. And that's all they're trying to dig their hands in to. They're going for supply. You need to stop looking at all of the surface stuff. All of the stuff on the surface is basically a very simple thing. Our supply ran dry. They decided to block us. They decided to discard us. And they wanted to invoke emotions from us through that discard to facilitate their needs once again. So the quicker that we get into action now, and we learn how to perfect it on a daily. It's an art form. perfect how we cannot give them supply, because we naturally give supply, you know. We naturally just pour it out of us as empaths. So we have to learn how to protect our energy and not give it out to the wrong people. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and the subscribe button, and if you do want a one-to-one session, you can find the details in the description box. Anyway, I'll catch you all again soon. Peace.